All right, let's jump right in. We're going to do a little autopsy of a modern American suburb. We're going to try and figure out what makes a community work, what are its successes and what are its struggles. And the way we're going to do that is by looking at something you've probably seen 100 times, something you'd find on any coffee table, a local magazine.
So here it is. This is the August 2025 issue of Arlington Today. And right there on the cover, you see it's All Stars. Now, these are the folks voted the best in their field by the magazine's readers. But they're more than just business owners. They're kind of like the main characters in this city's story. So let's meet a few of them.
First up, we've got Coy Garrett. He's a commercial real estate developer. And get this, he's 84 years old and still wheeling and dealing till midnight. His whole philosophy is right there in that quote. It's that classic old-school work ethic, It's really a core part of the whole American dream story that this magazine is celebrating.
And then there is Dr. Ravi Doctor. He's an award-winning cosmetic dentist. And for him, it's not just about teeth. I mean, listen to what he says. It's about personal transformation, about boosting someone's self-esteem. It's taking something that seems, purely functional and making it deeply personal.
Next, meet Brandy Kelly. She's a top realtor, and I love her take on it. She says people aren't just buying a house, they're buying into the whole vibe of the community. This can-do attitude she talks about, that's the spirit that brought in Major League sports teams and even the National Medal of Honor Museum. It's a big deal.
And finally, there's Blake Wade. He runs his family's funeral home. And his business is all about compassion. But he uses this phrase I find really powerful: irrational excellence. It's this idea of a total, almost obsessive commitment to helping people during, the absolute toughest moments of their lives.
Okay, so there you have it. These are the all-stars, the heroes of our story. But when you step back and look at them all together, what does this group of people really tell us about the community that picked them?
The magazine is just packed with them. The publisher calls it a celebration of excellence, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's basically a snapshot of the people and businesses that are the real backbone of life in this town.
And as you start scanning the full list of winners, a really clear picture starts to form. You've got your OBGYN, a civil engineer for all the development, realtors for the housing boom, a spa and hotel owner, a tuck CEO, a personal injury lawyer. See what's happening here? These aren't just random jobs. These are the absolute cornerstones of a modern, growing suburb.
So, this celebration of individual success, of all these entrepreneurs, it begs a bigger question, right? What kind of city creates this many all-stars? What's in the water, so to speak? What's the economic soil that lets so many different businesses just thrive? Well, to answer that, we've got to pop the hood and take a look at the city's economic engine. Because, these all-stars aren't just succeeding in a vacuum.
And a huge part of the answer is right here. Tourism. A massive tourism industry. Just look at these numbers from 2024. 16.3 million visitors. They spent over $3 billion in this one city. That kind of cash flow is a powerful tide that lifts a whole lot of boats.
But it's not just about tourism. The economy here is actually really diverse. You've got the Major League sports teams and Six Flags right alongside a top-tier research university, a massive General Motors plant, and a booming convention business. It's that mix, that diversity, that creates stability and a ton of different opportunities.
And institutions like the University of Texas at Arlington, they're absolutely critical. It's celebrating 130 years, and it's what's known as an R1 research university. That's the top tier. That means it doesn't just teach students. It's a magnet for talent from all over the world, it spins off new companies and ideas, and it's a rock-solid foundation for the whole region. But all this growth, all this success, it's not always a smooth ride, right? It comes with challenges. And if you read between the lines of all these happy profiles, the magazine actually reveals a community that's dealing with some very real growing pains.
Take this, for example. There's a whole article that gets into a debate that, honestly, parents everywhere are having right now. Do you stick with the trusted, traditional public schools, or do you go for the shiny new charter schools that promise a different approach? It's a real tension. It's a debate about community, about tradition, and, about what's really best for your kids.
And let me be clear, this isn't just some philosophical argument. We're talking about huge financial consequences. The magazine points to this statewide report, $5.3 billion. That's how much revenue 5 big Texas school districts lost in just 5 years because of the shift to charter schools. That creates some very real budget problems for places like Arlington.
And here's the other side of that booming economy we were just talking about.
All those people, all those businesses, they put a massive strain on infrastructure, on the roads. And that's forcing the city to undergo a huge physical transformation.
I mean, look at this. A single road project that cost $2.2 billion. They're completely overhauling 14 miles of major highways. It's literally a concrete symbol of a city trying to keep up with its own success. And yeah, it also means years and years of construction headaches for everyone living there. Okay, so we've talked about the big picture economics and the growing pains. But what's it actually like to live here? What's the vibe? Well, if you flip through the event calendars and local stories, you start to see this really vibrant local culture.
Seriously, the pages are just jammed with stuff to do. There's Restaurant Week, a Mimosa Fest, concerts, local theater, art crawls, youth sports championships, charity events. The takeaway here is that this is not just some sleepy bedroom community where people just go to work and come home. It's a place with its own real social pulse.
And making all that happen, it takes a ton of work behind the scenes. Look at this number, 265. That's how many special events the fire department alone had to support in just 1 year. From huge stadium concerts to little local festivals. It's a perfect little glimpse into all the invisible work that makes a city actually run.
All right, so let's put all the pieces back together. We've got the local heroes, the powerful economic engine, the very real growing pains, and this vibrant cultural vibe. When you mix it all together, what's the big picture? What story emerges?
What we see is that a local magazine like this isn't just fluff. It's not just something you flip through at the dentist's office. It's a time capsule. It's a mirror. It shows you a community that is super proud of its success and really optimistic, but is also wrestling with these really complex issues, like education and infrastructure, that, well, they just don't have easy answers.
And it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? If a magazine did a profile of your community, who would be the all-stars? What story would they tell? Who are the heroes? What are the big challenges? And what does your town value most? The answers are probably right there, hiding in plain sight.